Thank you for listening and welcome to the Life Podcast, a proud member of the Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network. I'm your host, Don Smith. We're thankful to have Scotty Mays, Jess Cordry, and Kyle Steele in the studio for some more fun. We have many laughs and a few moments of levity in this awesome Thanksgiving special. If you enjoy the show, like and follow the Life 1069 on Facebook and Don Smith Comedy on Twitter, or tune in live on Wednesdays from noon to 2 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can stream the show live at wwsu1069.org.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence.
That is Potter's Field. All right. It is, what the hell time is Wednesday? It is like noonish or something. It is the day before Thanksgiving, and we are here for Trainwreck Radio. I mean, the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith. I'm just going to get started because I have nothing else. I have nothing better to do the day before Thanksgiving. So I'm just going to get started. In the studio, we'll just go clockwise. We have Jess Cordry back to sniff more ashes. Why did we let you sit on that side of the studio?
Yeah, once again.
It's still dusty. The chair's still dusty. Somebody didn't clean around here real well.
Yeah, I'm going to try something. I wonder if I shut this off, if it'll just shut the recording off. Anyway, Scotty Mays is sitting to his left.
Hello.
Not snorting ashes
No,
because he's clean now.
That's old behavior. So, I ain't about that life anymore.
Ain't about that. And sitting to my right and Scotty's left, just so you have a full layout of the room, is Kyle Steele.
I like to imagine your listeners are really appreciative of, like, they can really picture us in this room.
I think
you painted it.
Well, they draw a lot with crayons, I think.
They listen.
So they want to draw the full layout of the studio.
Yeah. Wait a minute, where is he sitting in relation to? Okay,
Right.
got it.
Exactly.
Perfect.
I don't want them to be left out. I want them to feel like they're part of this, you know. So, and I look good in crayon.
We are left, what is that, left or right on your radio dial?
Yep,
Yes,
there it is.
yes.
Are there
Very
radio
good.
dials anymore?
I doubt it.
Mine are.
I mean, probably in here. Hey, Kyle, can you open that door and see if I'm actually broadcasting?
Of course.
Because I turned this thing off, and I don't want to, you know. I'm pretty sure we're broadcasting. I just want to make sure. Are we good? Okay, we're good. We are
All right.
actually broadcasting.
We're live.
All this for nothing. I would say crisis averted, but we are on the air. So,
Yes,
so
right.
it's just getting started. So
Right.
what's everybody's what? There was something I was going to grab in the lobby, but I'll do that after the break if I don't forget, because I think it'd be fun to. There's a thing we did in the studio at our last meeting for Thanksgiving where we put all of our questions in a bucket, and they're like
Oh, I seen the
Thanksgiving
bucket out
tradition
there.
questions,
Yeah.
and I think that would be funny for us to
Absolutely.
make really
Yes.
dumb stories about their questions.
Oh.
And the winner, whoever makes the dumbest, funniest story, is going to get a Wiley's T-shirt.
Oh, no.
Since I have a hell of a time giving them away on the radio show, and I can't today anyway because there's
Nobody's here.
Right. So we're just going to give it to one of you guys, one of you poor suckers.
It's going on with the wireless
Yeah,
shirt.
it's free though. It's free.
Yeah.
It's not like you don't have to pay what I paid for them. You're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Hey, can I just suck the
Yes.
life
If you
out
start
of this?
you start
real
like
quick?
that, you can suck whatever you want.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Once again, that's old behavior. I don't live that life anymore.
Yep. You don't need a shirt that bad,
Yeah,
do you?
yeah. Oh, no, I will never turn
never
down a
know.
free shirt.
All right, go ahead. Suck away.
You know,
Suck away.
it's the holiday season, right? Tomorrow officially kicks off the holiday season. And, you know, this is a rough time for a lot of people.
That it is.
So with that being said, I want to throw a number out there to you. 1-866-4, the letter A, detox. That's a treatment center I work at. Our doors are open 24/7. If you feel like you need help or whatever, I am here for you. We are here for you. Lemire Healing Centers, LemireHealingCenters.com. Come get you some recovery and some love. Some love.
Absolutely. Scotty's giving out the loves.
All about that love.
Thanks for always bringing us back to reality.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah, way to take that
yeah.
moment. and
No, no.
just
I mean,
my
you know.
heart.
Just in case we-
That's always a
Yeah.
good thing to throw out there because the holidays are definitely a hard time on a lot of people.
Absolutely.
And, it's another reason to get out and laugh.
Yeah.
Or,
Yes.
or call that number.
Especially if you
Sometimes
don't-
that helps, too.
And call that number, then come to Wiley's this weekend.
Yeah,
and then go into treatment.
Holidays.
Yeah, don't sober up, then go to life. totally different thing.
The holidays are really tough for me. When I
I
don't
don't
have
know
different
if
experience.
I don't know if that's really good advice to be given out.
That
but
was
that's
horrible
okay.
advice, actually.
It's funny.
Just the
It's
best
funny.
advice was
Right.
that phone number,
Right, best
1-866-4AD-TOX.
Go back to the phone number.
Listen to
Phone
Scotty.
number, yes.
Listen to Scotty. I'm a moron. It's all right. We're good.
That was a quote from Don Smith saying that I am a moron.
So can I say
Yes.
something? So I actually I don't want to say the situation, but I was overhearing someone telling a recovering alcoholic that because he was saying that he doesn't drink and he was explaining he was in a program and all sorts of stuff. He was just randomly talking about it, and the guy who was sitting across from him said, "Yeah, but you could probably still drink though, because since you were an alcoholic and you went through, you know when to stop now.
Right,
You didn't
your
know when to stop.
experience.
You know when to stop now." And
Wow.
I'm listening to this, and I just kind of gently walked over and I said, "Hey, don't tell people that ever. Never ever tell someone that ever."
That
and then I kind of walked
sounds
out.
like that sounds like advice somebody would get from Donald Trump.
It was-
That sounds like some of his presidential advice. Right there.
Well,
Sure.
what it was a 19-year-old. Now again, I didn't know the situation at the time. It was a 19-year-old
That was giving the
talking
advice.
to like a 40-year-old.
Oh well, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense.
Oh, well, he's
yeah.
lived a full life.
Yeah,
actually.
he
Yes.
knows everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's a grown man at 19. That's
Yeah, like I'm like that's not how addiction works.
Well,
like you have
congrats to him for graduating recovery.
Yeah, right.
yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. Here, let's teach him a lesson. Let's make him shoot up until
Oh,
he's
yeah,
addicted.
there we go.
And
Well, I
then
just say
he'll
his name
know
right now.
what addiction is.
Goodness
That's
gracious. Goodness gracious.
Yep. I don't like teenagers, Scotty. I think that's really what
Fair enough.
I want to crush some dreams. Is
That's
what I
right.
want to do.
Well, you can start with the Pokeballs.
That's really where he's coming from.
Wow.
I was playing Pokemon on my way in. So
Who doesn't start with Pokeballs?
listen,
That's where it all starts.
it's a good game.
It's where they end up
It's a
is the
good game.
problem.
Yeah. 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 You don't want your Pokeball shifting. You know, they're
No.
uncomfortable.
No. Low-hanging Pokeballs.
Free and swinging is how I like them.
You got to be careful.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to pick the low hanging fruit.
No.
I mean, it's easier to get to, but there's a reason.
And you don't want Ash to choose you either, because that could get scary.
Is this the thing that I did not know this was happening? Pokemon themed.
No, this show is a
Whatever
potpourri
thing
of
we want. Yes, it's
monkey poo.
Yeah. The best description. That's going on the ad.
A potpourri of monkey
Is that
poo.
the mission statement?
That's great. That is. Next time I do a promo for the show, that's going on there.
Beautiful.
Let me write that down before I forget to do that. Talk amongst yourself. I got to find it.
Talk about yourself.
So I was using my flat iron this morning,
Yeah.
and it was not cooperating.
No,
but thank
I
God
feel
the
like it
Loofah
looks
sponge.
fine. It looks great to me.
Thanks, man.
So,
I
I mean,
know. There's a
what
lot
was-
of product in here right now.
Is that what it is? What do you use in your hair? How do you
Oh
get it to
man,
stand out?
so there's a pretty okay.
Do you use so do you use a gel or a glue?
I use a gel and a pomade.
Oh, okay.
But it's homemade. It's
Yeah.
homemade pomade.
It's
Homemade
homemade
pomade.
pomade. Am I popping my peas on the
P-A-L-M.
air?
Probably a little bit. But
Little pea
there's nothing you
popping
can do
going
about
on.
it.
Yep, it's PALM, pomade.
Palm.
Pomade.
Palm.
See, that's right there,
pomade.
Scotty. Monkey poo promo. That's
Yes.
going on there. You have made the
Love
promo,
it.
my
Love
friend.
it.
You nailed it.
Okay, we're back.
So use
How
a
did we get
glue.
our-
Use a glue and a gel.
Yes, I do
And
whatever
a
it
pomade.
takes. Just like my recovery, man. It's it's a whole full can of
Circles
Aquanet.
back. Circles back. I like the persistence.
You want to give the number again?
Yes, it's 1-866-4A-DETOX.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Nailed
I know
it.
you were being sarcastic,
I know.
but
No, well, no,
if the
it's-
opportunity presents itself, I'm marketing my ass off.
Because
I
I'm
was,
doing
being,
it.
I was being sarcastic as a joke.
Sure.
It was jokingly sarcastic.
No,
Oh,
I loved
So,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. God, I love this show. Dog.
That sounds like
I'm
a Key and
serious.
Peele shtick.
I have so much. It's like I'm in my happy place when I'm here.
Yeah, that's good. This show loves you.
Is there
and your hair.
is there
Yeah.
another show that you enjoy, Scotty?
I love the Nicolas Cage podcast.
Nailed it.
Who does not?
I know, right?
I wish I could get back on there.
You should.
I can.
All you have
How?
to do is say,
But
hey.
you have to how? Well, let me tell you. You have to come to my territory though next time. We did an episode here in studio.
Yes.
Now you got to come to my domain.
It's in the
We
basement.
can do that.
It's in a cold basement. Now that it's winter, I'm surprised my equipment's still working because it's freezing down there.
Do I get to wear pants this time?
I would. Yeah, I know last time you didn't, but again, the studio's much warmer.
Well, that's true. That's
Yeah, I looked like I had
It's in the
polio. I had
basement.
I sit down there with like a blanket over my legs. I was wearing a hoodie the last time we
Totally
recorded.
did.
Yeah, I'm freezing. It's really cold down there. Like
Well, he
isn't
was
a
the only
shtick.
one bundled up.
Right.
He had his onesie on and everything. Dude. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Everything. I have a Nicolas Cage onesie.
Does it have the feet? Does it?
No, it's a giant eyebrow that sits in the middle.
That's all it is. It's just in the eyebrow and dentures.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I will have to get over there because you usually record on Sunday nights, right?
I can fluctuate.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be Sundays.
Your schedule's not that locked in, is what you're
No,
saying.
Right.
No, it's
As long as it gets done.
yeah. I just need to get it done. I release episodes on Mondays, so
Well, we should pick a movie then.
agreed.
Okay. We'll pick them. Not right now. We don't have to pick one. Wait,
Listen, your show. I'm letting you guide it. So you tell me.
Just sit there quietly and think about it.
Okay.
We'll get back.
Got it. Thanks.
Never in a million years did I think I'd be watching the movie that we watched that night.
Guarding Tess.
Yes.
That's the movie that Scott watched.
And
I've heard of it. I don't.
I got to
It's
tell
actually pretty
you, I
good.
was pleasantly surprised.
Pretty good actually. It was not a bad movie. I mean, I'm not like clamoring to watch it again, but it's. I mean, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm never going to see it
Kid-friendly.
again.
Kid friendly.
I mean, once
Oh,
was
that's
enough.
why
for
I've
me.
never seen it then.
Yeah, it's a kid friendly movie for sure. Although randomly drops an F-bomb.
Yes.
Just out of nowhere. Just
shot
like
it up
an
to
F-bomb in the movie. You're
PG-13.
like, whoa, okay. Yeah, the movie would have been PG, I think, without literally that one F-bomb.
Wow.
So I wonder if it was intentional to get a higher
Yeah,
rating.
he didn't want just kids watching.
Let's
the show.
get
He
edgy.
They wanted like a higher rating, so they.
that's just drop one F-bomb. That's all
That's
you got
it.
to do.
That's all you need.
I think about doing that on this show all the time. Just one. Just one.
Oh, I've been on here when
I would
things got
love
dicey.
that.
Oh yeah, it's happened.
Yes, I've been on here. Things got dicey.
It's happened. I think we had one episode where we had a call-in guest that we had a hard time understanding. I don't know if I can't even think of his name right now, but he dropped one I didn't even know. But we just kept rolling with the show, and I got to listening to the recording later. I was like, "Oops." Oh well,
Someone
That was
missed
it.
on the button that day, huh?
Yeah,
Well,
right.
the thing is he's a. I wish I could think of his name. Great guy, really nice guy. He's out in L.A. He does impressions. He's a Japanese guy. Does impressions out there. It's anyway, he's a hilarious guy, and his impressions are I think purposely terrible because basically all he does is he says who he is in a real deep voice. You know?
So it's not Dane Cook, is what we're saying.
Well, no, because he actually has talent.
Oh,
this
okay,
guy.
yeah.
Not, so it's not Dane Cook. This guy makes me laugh.
Dane Cook jab in 2017 nailed it.
Why not?
Nailed it.
You know?
When is not a good time to jab at Dane Cook?
Look at that.
Hey, bad
We're keeping
publicity is
things
good
topical
publicity. You know,
here on
that's
the
what
live
they
radio.
say.
Keeping it
Yeah.
topical.
Yep. Oh. Anyway, so how about that OJ? No.
I had no idea you played football.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, that's weird. Oh, should we hit a news story? I mean, do we have anything? Did we come together for a specific reason, or just
This seems
because
like a
I said, hey,
hodgepodge.
the potpourri of monkey poo?
Yeah.
Man, I'm unemployed, so I was like, I got nothing better to do.
Hey,
Get away
if,
from the wife.
My
and the
work
kids.
closed early today, so I'm like, hey, I'll swing on by. Got no problem.
if
An
you go to
unemployed comedian, that's weird.
LamirHealingCenters.com, 1-866-4A-DETOX, we can help you with that loneliness. Man.
There we go.
Don't detach. Don't suppress and detach.
Don't detach, detox.
Oh, yeah, I'm there.
Ooh.
You got a new slogan.
yeah.
I got a
Now-
new promo.
now
You
we're
got a new
trading.
slogan.
Okay, I like
Man,
that.
this is awesome.
Don't detach, detox.
Oh, okay. We covered this story a few weeks ago. We talked about Miss Bum Bum Brazil pageant. Were you guys? Was that with you? Was
yes.
that
No,
with you too? Okay.
I was
wasn't
not
in
here,
but
so
I heard it.
Oh,
do
okay.
tell.
Okay. Basically, it's just it's a contest in Brazil. It's a beauty contest
butts?
for the best buns.
Got it.
It's Miss
Makes
Bum
sense.
Bum Brazil.
Got it.
The winner of the pageant for Brazil's best butt used the occasion to come out front and center with her political beliefs. On Monday, Rosie Oliveira.
Nailed it.
Yeah, probably not. Was named Miss Bum Bum Brazil, a title given to the woman perceived to have the top bottom in the whole country. The top bottom. That's so
I see
cute
what
that
they
they
did
did
there.
there. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. The 28-year-old model and a reporter from the state of Amazonas beat out 26 other finalists for the coveted honor, including 15 finalists at Monday's competition in Sao Paulo. Because, why not? Although the Miss Bum Bum the pageant is by design focused on physical attributes. Miss Rosie Oliveira used the event to make people think about the future of the country. During her onstage segment, she came out with a Brazilian flag and the words "Fora Temer," get out Temer, who is apparently their president, Brazilian president, who took position in August 2016. After the previous president was impeached, he was charged with corruption. The new president was charged with corruption in June. Since then, that slogan has become a big slogan to try to get rid of him. So Miss Bum Bum gets political.
So this was based off of physical attributes,
right?
She's
Well,
like,
yeah.
I am not going to crack that walnut with my ass cheeks. I'm here to talk about
Right? Yes.
this
yes.
president.
Yes, it was. It was not the best forehead. It was not the best cranial
Right.
capacity in Brazil. It was the best butt.
Best butt.
So yes,
So,
yeah.
I guess whatever platform you got to use, I suppose.
We do not pay you to think with your ass cheeks.
Yeah, but I wonder if she was shaking her butt while she was talking about the.
I wonder if she applauded herself with those. You make it clap.
Make it clap.
And how does she do the interview? I mean, is she turned like with her neck halfway around so you get the winning butt?
You would have to,
while
yeah.
she's talking. I mean, she's definitely not giving you the non-winning side, right?
Right.
You
I
know-
mean, how do they wear their sash to expose their butt?
Right.
You know?
And you can't be like, eyes up here.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you just won the cup. No, I'm looking where you deserve it. If they're going to name it the best, I want to see it.
Absolutely.
Please direct your lawsuits at Dawn specifically, not anyone else on the show.
I mean, you can talk politics all you want, but if you just got named the best butt, that's what you should be showing. You don't have to talk about it, because we just did. We had a whole contest to talk about it. But
whole
you're on the
contest.
stage after
Yeah.
being named best butt. That should be at least everyone's visual focus.
There you go.
She's quite the cheeky lady.
A beagle in Tynesdale, England, is dogged with an annoying ailment. A Donald Trump stuck to his ear. Not the actual president, but a cyst that looks amazingly like the 45th president. Jade Robinson said her 2-year-old beagle, Chief, developed the cyst after dirt got in his ears. She said, as he has the very distinctive long ears of a beagle, a lot of time scraping the ground, sniffing for lovely smells, much like Trump. Unfortunately, this leads to ears picking up a lot of dirt. She added that while she tries to keep Chief's ears clean on a daily basis, general cleaning can only go so far.
It's so realistic.
And this poor dog has a Trump-shaped cyst.
She really thought outside the box on the name Chief.
Well, yeah, she should have named. She should have
that's
named
what
it
I
America.
have a problem
We
with.
have a Trump-shaped cyst that's causing problems. She should have named the dog America.
I was like, yeah, I think we have a problem with the wrong thing. Why did she name the dog Chief? Let's get more creative than that.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Big fan
Yeah,
of
well,
Jaws.
that's offensive to Native Americans.
I also
too.
appreciate that they used dogged in the story.
Dogged, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they writers get
Listen,
so clever.
They're
Just
good
so
at
clever.
it. That's why they're doing that.
You just spill the ashes again.
I almost did.
That poor guy, man.
Yeah.
I don't like.
He's probably been touched more now than he was when he was
Yeah,
alive.
that's
Sorry, Stephen Andrews.
So time out. There's okay. So when you guys are talking about ashes, I wasn't even really sure what you guys were talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
yeah, there's
Now I
That's-
think that you're referring to human remains.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
those
let's talk
right
about
there,
that.
Those are the ashes of a former general manager
Okay.
of the station. For some reason, he wanted to be a part of every show. I think that's why none of our equipment works worth a damn, because it's cursed.
Yeah.
Because somebody a couple weeks ago got into the
Oh
That spilled all over me.
because we're
Like his
That's
voice
over.
didn't used to be this deep. So there's actually
So Scotty and I were talking, and all of a sudden he breaks in with, "Hey, somebody want a chili cook-off?"
no! Oh no!
Because it's in a little chili cook-off trophy, which is kind of
Which
a
it
dumb
is.
place to
It
put
is.
it.
Is
And
that-
there should be if you're going to have the ashes of,
Of a
if you're going
human.
to have human remains
Yes.
on your
There should be a
shelf,
sign.
Yeah, there should be a label. There
Yeah.
should be a,
Hey.
hey, don't snort this.
This is a person.
Yeah.
FYI.
Yeah,
Said an
yeah,
urn
it's-
would have been apropos.
Right.
Yeah.
Something along the
Instead-
line. Instead of
instead
a loose
Right.
medical bottle, you know?
Yeah,
Oh, my
yeah,
gosh.
in a chili cook-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is wow.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
so important. They put him next to a box that says scrap paper.
It's no wonder the studio is cursed.
Wow.
Yeah. not happy about that.
Thanks for that.
How
Point
long-
that out.
How long has that been there?
Since I've been here, it's been here every time you've been here. Are you freaked out now? Are you?
I'm not freaked
okay,
out. It's
okay.
just it's weird.
I see dead people.
It is.
It's weird.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
I mean, why not put him in the GM's office? That's where he would have been.
make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can hear in there, right?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It is. Sprinkle him around. Put him in the carpet like magic carpet cleaner.
There it is.
They'll
You guys
vacuum
are
him up
doing-
later, but you'll never get it all.
No,
So yeah,
no, you're right.
Ever.
Wright State is doing some renovations. I walked in. There's going to be a sushi place
really.
right when you walk in that top door, whatever that.
So what
way
you're saying is student union is going to stink like raw fish.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
And when I walked in, somebody was playing piano really,
What's that
really
grin
badly.
about, Scotty?
I'm just picturing a blind man walking into a bar, and you're like, what?
Afro Man? Was that Juice Quote Afro Man? The Reverend Afro Man? But no, yeah, there's going to be a sushi place. And like I said, when I walked in, there was somebody playing piano very loudly and terribly.
Well, yeah, we'll have that.
Well, John Tesh is here today.
Is that what
so-
it is? John Tesh.
All right. Well, I'm going to get. I have some music queued up already.
Is it Pottersfield?
How did you get?
I don't know.
I
You guys-
love that
You
band.
guys are great.
All 5 of
They're-
their songs are
they're
amazing.
Well, there are more than that.
Okay.
But they all won.
That's all off the album that I happen to have on here, and I've been promoting and kind of got stuck promoting those. Do you want me to play a different one?
Hey, I'll
love
get you. We'll
Pottersfield.
get you
Okay.
my music, so that way you can start promoting that.
Your music.
Of course,
You have music.
I do.
Awesome.
Have you ever seen The Never Ending Story?
It's been a long time.
He goes,
Atreyu!
"That was me."
All right. Well, let me head through the comedy rundown real quick, and I'll play a little Potter's Field. Oh
Yes.
oh yeah. And
Love the rundown.
Scotty can headbang, and which actually that's kind of neat because it's like you're brushing the walls when you do that with your.
Maybe you should
With
just
your
play Alice in
gladiator
Chains the
helmet.
Rooster, and then I'll just.
There you go.
Actually, Don Potter, the lead singer of Potter's Field, founder of Potter's Field, is a huge Alice in Chains fan.
I love
So
me some
Potter's
Alice in
Field
Chains.
is in relation to his name.
Yes. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. He's a good friend of mine. Good guy.
okay.
All right, here's a comedy rundown for this week, brought to you by the legendary Wiley's Comedy Club at 101 Pine Street in downtown Dayton's historic Oregon District. Call 224-JOKE or go to wileyscomedy.com for all the best in Dayton comedy. Had to clear after that. Wednesday, November 22nd, tonight, stand-up comedy at the Boro Bistro at 711 North Main Street in Springboro. Not sure what time that is. Vince Morris, also tonight, Vince Morris will be at the Dayton Funny Bone at 88 Plum Street at the Green, followed by the 3rd annual Comics Giving, which is also at the Funny Bone. If you're a comic, you have nowhere to go, or you just want to go hang out with a bunch of knuckleheads and eat, go to Funny Bone for Comics Giving. Friday, November 24th, after a long day of beating up complete strangers for 20% discounts on TVs to celebrate the holidays, go out to Wiley's for the Cry for Help comedy show. That starts, I believe, at 8 o'clock on
8.
Friday.
Yes.
8 o'clock, yes. Are you on that one?
Yes.
Oh, good deal. Good
Yeah.
deal. Friday through Sunday, November 24th through 26th, Vince Morris is going to be at the Dayton Funny Bone still. And Saturday, November 25th, local favorite, the very funny Jesse Nutt's going to be headlining
Jesse
at
Nutt.
Wiley's
I'm on that
for
one
the
too.
Thanksgiving. You're just all over the place.
Jeez,
Or at least at Wiley's twice.
I love Wiley's. Wiley's is the only place that gives me any work, man. So I
Wiley's
love
is
that
the only one
place.
that counts.
That's right.
Anyway, that is it. As always, check out Wiley'sComedy.com, DaytonFunnyBone.com for details and tickets to upcoming shows. Also, be sure to check out Unwritten Podcast from Dayton Writers Movement, available at UnwrittenPodcast.com. I believe they just dropped the final episode of Season 2, so check that out. Here's a little bit of Potter's Field, and we will be back here shortly.
This is the longest day of my life. Minutes feel like hours, like days are years.
Nothing brings people together quite like the movies, and every week Aaron Lopez wants you to join him in a discussion about the latest and greatest in the world of film. So grab a drink, grab some popcorn, and get comfy. Come join Aaron and friends every Thursday at The Drive-In, presented by Eventide Entertainment.
All right, we are back on the Life Radio Show, and we are We are picking crap out of a bucket.
And he means that very
Yes,
literally.
Yes, very literally. They are quap questions out of a bucket.
Way to get that one out again. Pro broadcaster.
All right. So what we're going to do, this is our questions from a bucket that was randomly left on the studio table out there. This is a pumpkin bucket. It's actually, they called it a pumpkin bucket. It's a jack-o'-lantern bucket. It has nothing to do with Thanksgiving. This is a Halloween bucket full of Thanksgiving questions. So it's already starting off wrong.
A lot of these questions are very interesting.
Something like that, yes.
I was trying to be diplomatic.
why?
Just interesting is the way to put it.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, we will. What does a gravy boat mean? So we're going to.
What does it mean to you?
Right, exactly. Because that gravy boat means something different to everybody.
Yeah, Google will give you all kinds of links to Gravy Boat.
Gosh, I'm gonna pick that question too to read.
Oh,
You
got
guys
a couple
can
of
you
them.
guys can do
All right.
stories. I can just read the ones that I think are the funniest.
Okay. Well, whoever makes me laugh the most. No, whoever comes up with the most creative story. I guess there really aren't any rules. Whoever I like the best is getting a frickin' shirt. That's how. That's how it's going to go.
Just give me the damn shirt now.
Okay, Scotty, you ain't
All
getting
right.
a shirt.
Okay. Better be sleeveless.
Oh, well, we got some scissors or a
kidding.
knife around here somewhere. We're good to go. All right, who wants to start? Who wants to get us kicked off answering their random Thanksgiving out of a Halloween bucket question?
I'll go.
Scotty has been chosen and volunteered.
So this is fitting, actually. People who know me will get a kick out of this.
Does it have anything to do with that number you keep?
What, you mean the 1-866-4A detox?
That's the one. Yeah.
Lemire Healing Centers.
1-866-4A detox. What's that?
4A detox. Lemire Healing Centers. It's not a place of recovery. It's a place of discovery.
Oh wow!
Man, all kinds of slogans today. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Is that their actual slogan, or did you just come up with that?
No, actually, some of the counselors came up with that. We all just, it's a combined effort in there. We're a
That's
team.
good. That's
Teamwork
good.
makes the dream work. And I don't know where that one started,
Man.
but
Dreams work.
you know,
Did you pull that out of the bucket?
He pulled it out of the bucket. We should have done that. By the way, this bucket we should have done immediately upon sitting down.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
I think so.
This will
I
be
think
everyone's
so.
sticking around for another hour, right? 'Cause this is going to take some
we
time.
can, because the second hour, all I was going to do is play.
Why not?
A,
Because I can throw that phone number out again for another hour.
that's true, you can. What was the number again?
1-866-4, the letter A, detox.
Detox. All right. So, all right, Scotty, hit us with your Thanksgiving answer to a Halloween themed Thanksgiving question,
Question.
because it's even on orange paper. Which
It is.
kinda-
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Have you ever shoplifted during Black Friday shopping? See, what had happened was,
Here comes the excuses, is what you're saying.
well, all I'm going to say, it is hard to find a job at Walmart with a shoplifting charge on your record from Walmart.
Oh, I think I heard about this story.
Yes. Black Friday is always my favorite day in retail, especially when you're loss prevention security, because who least to suspect thieves than
Loss
Walmart's
prevention.
own security?
Sure.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So you were in the. Now, is this when you got busted by a fellow comic?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I heard of.
Yes. I don't want to mention his name, but Michael Wells.
Not gonna mention his name, Mike.
He was
He goes,
an
I don't-
amazing
I don't- he goes, I
asset
don't wanna
protection
say-
associate at
Because I don't
Walmart.
want to say his name, but his initials are Michael Wells.
Yes.
He hates it when I tell that story. He absolutely hates it because he said he
'Cause,
felt like a jerk.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, man, I put you in that position.
Right.
So
Way
don't
to go,
feel
Scotty.
bad, That's how I knew I was officially a drug addict.
Now, is this before he knew you?
Oh, no, we worked together. I trained him.
Oh my gosh, that's even better.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'll tell you, there's nothing more proud. There's a lot of pride in being carted in front of all your Walmart associates in handcuffs.
that's
Ooh,
yeah.
please.
That would be a moment.
Did
Well,
it feel
you
like
learned.
when? Did it feel like when Obi-Wan got beat by Darth Vader?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. And I'll tell you, you think that would have been my rock bottom, but no, I wasn't done
No.
yet. No, but wait, there's more.
Yeah, but wait. Yeah, it's like a Billy Mays. But wait.
Yeah. And now today I have this phone number, 1-866 for a detox.
that will help you out.
Absolutely.
You know.
You don't have to live that life.
Right.
anymore.
You don't have to get carted out.
You know,
of,
and that was the thing.
Walmart
Like I
in
did
handcuffs.
crap like that to support my drug habit.
Sure.
But I don't know what's going on over here. Man. There's all kinds of weird
your
noises with my
your
phone.
Facebook Live is vibrating on you.
Yeah,
now.
apparently that is. Oh, look, it's the sheriff.
Hey, Scott,
Yeah.
you want a cruise? Come down to the station to claim it.
That's funny. All right, who's next?
Oh, I have a
Next?
list of things I was going to
Oh man,
just read
Kyle
off.
has a list of things. It's going to be tough to beat that one, quite honestly.
Do you want to just go through the list and you guys can answer this as you please?
Who's next?
Yeah, I go ahead. Go. We'll answer as you please.
Okay, so first one. Should we liberate the turkeys? Hashtag in turkey murder.
I can answer that personally. No.
Okay, yeah.
Ever, because they're great for 3 days
Yeah.
with turkey giblets, turkey gravy. I mean, every turkeys are just delicious. They're my
Absolutely.
favorite, probably my favorite thing to eat other than steak.
Yeah.
So I'm all for killing turkeys by the masses.
Oh, absolutely, and the tryptophan helps you sleep too.
Nap time, yes.
Yeah.
My next question here is: have you seen the Headless Horseman? Dash, he stole my pumpkin.
Now I wonder if it's the same pumpkin that we're pulling questions.
My
out of,
guess,
because that would be weird to have that question come out of the pumpkin.
I
that was
actually
stolen
seen the
by-
headless horseman in the transgender bathroom over here.
Is that, different heads. Scott.
Oh.
Okay, stay with.
My mistake.
Again, direct all your lawsuits.
That
Right
one
stick
was
and-
Scotty.
That's call
not
the
my real
1-800
name.
number for that.
Yeah.
It's 1-866 for a detox.
All right, go on.
I have a couple more
It's like
here.
the My Pillow commercial you hear on the radio.
My Pillow, yeah, mypillow.com. I know it, right?
Yeah.
If you could be a turkey, would you? Don, I'll go with you first.
Absolutely.
Absolutely
No,
not.
Yeah.
I
No.
wouldn't because they're not around for long.
No, they're not.
And then their food, which I mean, I'd love to be part of somebody like that, but not like that.
I took
Like
a
I
weird
want to
turn.
be. He's like I want to be inside somebody.
Yeah.
Not like that.
but not like that. I was like,
See,
that took an interesting
Scotty
turn.
had to go and just put it right out. I was trying to be a little more subtle with that,
Well, speaking of subtle,
Where's the gravy boat?
what does gravy boat mean to you?
I think that's a question for Jeff.
It depends on what population I'm roaming with as far as their sexual preferences.
Sure.
Or if I'm on a set of a particular adult film movie. A gravy
Sure.
boat means something totally different
Sure.
than it does at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, sure.
You know, but from what I understand, it's tasty.
I do have three.
Yes.
Regardless.
Yes, regardless.
Regardless.
During Thanksgiving, it's tasty. I've never been on the receiving end of the other one.
Well, let me tell you.
If you were a turkey, what would gravy boat mean to you?
Smothered in thought.
Yeah.
I do have three more here. This is probably my favorite. Should there be more Thanksgiving songs?
Are there any Thanksgiving thongs?
I'm wearing
Yes,
one right
yes,
now, actually.
Yes and yes.
Thanksgiving thongs.
Yeah.
That's
I
fantastic.
think I have it on backwards. Though. I'm really
The answer is yes
uncomfortable
and
right
yes.
now.
I don't know if there are any Thanksgiving songs, but
I know Jingle Bells was started out as a Thanksgiving song. Random fact.
is that true?
Really?
Really?
That's
What?
weird.
Yes, they changed the words to make it Christmassy.
So dashing through the snow meant that they were running for their lives.
Yes.
Yes.
Away from the white man who was trying to kill them.
Which was actually
Possibly.
remade as Iron Maiden's Run to the Hills.
You should play that during the next
That was
Yes.
beautiful.
I
Nice
probably
try.
have it on there. So fine now.
I feel
No, I
like
can't.
I feel like somebody in this room wrote this one. If you were to quote pie a WWSU DJ / director in the face, who would it be? Parentheses, it's a cream pie.
What's
is
the
a
gentleman's
cream
name in
pie.
the ashes over here?
What does
I
cream
also like-
pie mean to you?
I also like they put the word pie in quotation marks.
Right, yeah, because what is
Pie.
exactly
Pie.
exact pie.
All right, last but not least, if you were a weather condition / forecast, interesting distinction there. If you were a weather condition / forecast, what would you be and why? That's probably the most
Scotty.
creative
That's
question.
Scotty's question, I think. Is that your
What?
question? So you weren't even paying attention to the question.
If
man.
you were a weather condition / forecast, what would you be and why?
Well, I would be a rolling cumulonimbus stratus cloud, bringing a hurricane of love
There it is.
down onto 1-866
That's
for a detox. LemaireHealingCenters.com.
I thought you were going to start off with a rolling brownout.
Just put that in the gravy boat.
All right. Well, hey, that's all I got. So.
All right. Well, where are we? I think we're up to Jess now.
Yes, sadly enough.
Yeah.
Get used to disappointment.
Again, you knew my parents, obviously. Go ahead. PTSD.
I tell you what, this question is a little tricky, but we're going to roll with it. Are you in favor of pecan or pumpkin pie? And to my opinion, I really ain't got nothing, but I knew a comic. I don't know if you ever heard of him, Bobcat Goldthwait.
Sure.
He had a strong opinion of. He was like, I really want some pumpkin pie. Anything for it, anything. So I mean, he's more of a pumpkin pie guy. Me, not so much. I that's not my
I
kind of
wish
pie.
Travis Charles was.
I'm a cake.
Would Travis be?
Well,
Travis
he was
does a good
on live
Bobcat.
here, but he's not.
He does. That was a pretty legit.
Yeah,
Bobcat.
that was good. That was
Thank you.
good.
That was a legit Bobcat.
But yeah, I'm a cake guy. Given the choice, pumpkin, pecan, egg up. Just cover whipped cream. Go with cake. That's
All
right there.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, all things are good covered in whipped cream.
Yes, especially different pies.
Yes.
Speaking of covered with whipped cream, my question that I drew out is, what are you doing for Thanksgiving this year? I will be covered in whipped cream. Actually. Great segue into that. I appreciate it. I
And everyone be
didn't
going
even
with cake
see
the whole
that. Didn't even see that coming. I may cream pie a director.
And by director, he means himself.
I can't say for sure, but it may happen.
This is my show.
All right. So who do we think gets that one?
Man, I don't
It
know.
has
go
to be
either
one
way.
of them two because I wasn't part of it.
I think you won.
No.
Yeah, I think we're all winners here.
I think we're all winners. All three of you get a friggin' T-shirt.
Well,
How
look
about
at
that?
that.
How about that?
And
I'm
now he's in the
giving
red.
mood. Now
He's in the red.
Wiley's is broke again, but you guys can advertise for it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll wear it at the next show.
You put a phone number on there, and I'll just scream it at the top of my lungs. Like
Yeah, there it is.
1-866 for a detox.
224 joke is another good one.
Oh, that is a good one.
There it
that's
is.
yeah.
Not to be
Or
confused
1-866
with
for a
LemaireHealingCenters.com.
detox. Yeah. What's that?
No, I already plugged it, man. You
You
missed
guys
it.
don't- you already missed it.
You plug the website as I was giving their number.
224
So they're going to do both at once. Yeah. No, different numbers, Scotty. Different numbers.
facility is this?
Yes. If you need help, call 224 joke.
Now that I had some good really stupid stories I was gonna
Love it.
come up with, and I gotta dig my way through to find them. Let's see. There's
So while you're doing that, can I tell you the one that has always stuck out to me?
sure.
Remember the toe? The toe
The
story?
toe up in Alaska in the hotel at for the drink.
I still to this day cannot get that out of my head.
What
You
happened?
want to go try it, don't you?
There's a drink you can buy up there that has a toe.
Yes, it's
In the
what preserved is some
preserved
is a
toe.
human toe that they'll put in your drink. Up in Alaska, it's I guess
How do they keep people from stealing it?
somebody stole it. That's
Yeah.
what the story was. About.
Oh, I was
Somebody
like,
stole
well,
it.
yeah, that was me. Like,
And-
obviously, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to steal the toe.
Here's the kicker: they had a backup.
Here's the kicker. Get it?
Nice.
Got it.
Ew.
Ew.
Yeah, they had a backup toe, but they didn't like it as much.
Who's?
The bartender didn't like the backup toe as much as
Can
the
you be-
primary toe.
He didn't like it with jam on it.
I'm like, do you get to be picky when it comes to like
Which human
which
toe you're
human's
going to
toe?
stick in somebody's drink?
Where did they get the toes from?
That would be like in football.
Well, when they ask you if you want to be an organ donor,
Yes, you could lose a
you could
toe.
donate
you
your
could lose a toe. Most of them
go
are
off to a lab.
diabetics.
Does there become a toe controversy like in football? Quarterbacks? The backup, not
'Cause
really
that's where it
bringing it like the
starts.
starter.
They don't want to. Okay, here's one I kind of liked when I saw it. A woman in Devon, England, is breathing easier now that her missing pet skunk is home and safe and sound. Sarah Harris, 40 years old, said her beloved skunk, Dottie, disappeared in early July when they were camping, because when you go camping, you have to take your pet skunk. That's a rule. Harris immediately reported the missing animal, but had no luck finding Dottie, despite some occasional sightings by other people that saw a skunk. Weeks passed, and Harris still hadn't sniffed out Dottie's whereabouts.
Like, he looks over at me.
These clever writers, man.
They get it. It's not quite the Onion, but they're doing it.
Well, it's a skunk. It smells kind of,
Sure.
It's close to an onion.
Yeah.
That is until she reached out to local clairvoyant named Becky Willoughby.
Oh,
She
no.
felt that Becky Willoughby felt that Dottie was near a garden shed. Very specific clairvoyant, apparently.
Spoiler alert, the clairvoyant stole the skunk.
Yep, yes. More days went by until Harris got a call from a man who had seen a Facebook post about the missing skunk. He took a picture of Dottie and sent me a message, said that the skunk was in his garden underneath his shed. So there you go.
Spoiler alert,
yeah.
clairvoyant
Wow.
stole
The
the skunk.
clairvoyant stole the skunk and shoved it under a shed.
Which is a
as
metaphor
the
for
psychic
something,
sense, Dottie was
I'm
under
sure.
a garden shed. Harris said, all of a sudden I saw her. She edged forward, and a friend managed to grab hold of her, because apparently it was a skunk that really didn't want to be captured. It was as if she had never been away. It wasn't a perfect reunion. Of course, Dottie actually sprayed Harris, but she seemed to cool down. By the time they were driving home. Harris said Dottie curled up on a in the car in a blanket. I had to give her a bath. She smelled very earthy. She's a skunk.
She smelled earthy.
She smelled an earthy smelling skunk that just sprayed her.
I have a
I love you.
I do have a story. I have a story. Somehow
Do
I
you
have a
have
story.
a pet skunk?
I have a story.
Okay, let's hear it.
So when I was living in an apartment in Bellbrook, it was my wife and I's first. It was before we were married, but it was our first time living together. Got an apartment in Bellbrook, and there was like a bus stop right at the end of the at the entrance to the apartment complex. So kids are always out there playing. So one day we hear these kids just screaming and laughing like more than usual. So Justine gets up and like looks out the window and goes, "Kyle, the kids are playing with a skunk." I go, "What?" And I get up and look. The kids were chasing a skunk around, and the skunk was stopping, and they would freeze, and they would start to walk towards the skunk. The skunk would run at them, like run underneath them, and then run away, and the skunk was playing with the kids. It was a skunk that was just running in circles, running in between the kids' legs, and the kids were having a blast. As far as I'm aware,
Wow.
never sprayed them, didn't do anything.
That's funny.
So there you go. That is a real thing that happened.
That was somebody's pet skunk.
It had to be domesticated, right? Like
I would imagine.
So-
Either that or it was just a really...
that was Dottie.
Yeah.
Made it all the way to Bellbrook, Ohio.
Yeah, before making it back to a garden shed to spray her owner.
Just another reason I'm not a fan of millennials from that story. Right?
Well, in the millennials' defense, we got to look at the parents' role in this situation too.
And we also have to remember that Harris, the skunk owner, was 40 years old.
Well, and that we are watching this take place from the window of our apartment and just going like, yeah, what are you gonna do?
Right.
You know, like we're not doing anything.
Those are my damn
They'll
kids.
learn. They'll learn.
Yeah.
No,
Okay, one more story, and then we got to take a break. Navy crew that made giant drawings of penises while
yes.
flying over
Saw
Okanogan
this.
County
Good
in
job.
Washington will be held accountable for their obscene actions, according to Navy officials. The drawings appeared Thursday evening, quickly attracting the attention from locals like Ramon Duran. Duran told the Spokesman Review newspaper he was running errands when he saw a jet start making designs in the sky and with contrails. After it made the circles he said after it made the circles at the bottom, I knew what it was, and I started laughing. It was pretty funny to see that. You don't expect to see something like that. Other people weren't as excited. One mother told local station KREM, Cream, she was upset the drawings might force her to have a conversation about male anatomy she wasn't prepared for.
oh my
Which
gosh.
didn't say she had kids. It just said she wasn't prepared for a conversation about male anatomy. So I don't know why she wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
What if the Christians were like, "Oh, Jesus is back"?
Yeah, that's how you know.
Oh no, we are all getting it now.
Yeah. I'll second it. Well, I'm a part of that one. You can sue me too. 'Cause I'm with it.
The only thing I could think of if I'm the commanding officer being ex-military, I'd be like, I got to send you 2 characters to Top Gun. You know?
You get out there and play volleyball right now.
That's a promotion for being creative on air.
Exactly.
Come on, Goose. Yeah, I think that's wonderful. I think they did a good job. Yeah,
Right.
hopefully they don't get into
I
too
enjoyed
much
it.
trouble. It'll be
I love to see
non-punitive.
our servicemen have a sense of humor like
Hey,
that.
man, it'll be non-punitive. They won't get in any type of real trouble.
Well, I don't know about that because, Louis C.K.'s and all kind of crap for showing his.
Sure.
I mean, they drew a picture of one in the sky. Could that be?
Yeah, but look what Jim Gaffigan's doing to Hot Pockets, and nobody's saying anything about
Nobody's
that.
saying nothing. I would.
And you should see what I do to these donuts, man. If they
Oh.
ever get a voice, I'm screwed because I do not treat these donuts well at all.
The question is, jelly or
More of a glazed.
Sounds like
More glazed,
we need
yeah.
some Pottersfield.
glazed before or after, Scotty? That's the question that's on everybody's minds. The question that's on my mind right now is do I disappoint a couple friends by not playing their pre-recorded interview? And do we keep this show going with us four?
I love
knuckleheads
this
in
flow
here for
that's
another
going.
frickin' hour.
I love this flow that's going.
If I had a nickel for every friend or woman I've disappointed in my life, I'd be close to a millionaire.
You know, when you started out, I thought you were
I
doing a
thought you were
sling
going to go a
blade.
different direction.
Oh,
I thought you were doing a sling blade. I think be able to go ahead and finish this show here.
I'd like them biscuits and mustard. Okay.
I like the idea that
Well,
the voice got deeper
apparently the
because of
Facebook
ashes.
audience wants us to keep it going.
All
Okay.
right.
Oh,
Well,
wow. There you go.
I think if there's a Facebook Live audience that is double what we have as radio listeners, we should probably. What's the number up to, Scott?
What's your number?
Probably lower. What's your number, Scotty? Oh, I know. 1-866-4A Detox.
Beautiful. I'm so proud of you
We got
guys. Thank you.
Scotty's number. Yeah, okay.
That's his direct sell.
That's it. That goes straight to Scotty.
Oh man.
I will have to play for Tyler and Brandon. I love you guys. I'm going to have to play your interview later because we're going to keep rolling so long as these knuckleheads can stay in here, and I think we're good to go. I will get your interview out on the air, and it will go out as a special edition of the podcast. I promise you. But in the meantime, everybody get out sometime this weekend and get to YouTube and check out TBTV, which is Tyler Wise and Brandon Barry's sketch comedy show, which is frickin' hilarious. Anyway, I'm gonna play a little Potter's Field. Can you believe it?
Wow. Hey, Grace, I can't believe that.
And
Who's
we will
that, Don?
You're gonna find out. Tyler. All right, we will be back here shortly.
Are you into making music, videos, or podcasts? Are you a local comedic talent in need of some much-needed publicity? Are you a behind-the-scenes professional interested in audio, video production, graphic design, and public relations? Eventide Entertainment is actively seeking talents, clients, and professionals to help our business grow into something truly special. And we want you to be one of those. For more information, go to facebook.com/Eventide Entertainment or send us an email at eventideent@gmail.com. Wednesdays on Eventide, Robert Yetter and Mike Shea sit down and throw albums at each other, talking about them, picking them apart, ripping them a new one. All different artists, all different genres, all different levels of suckage. It's Track Record, Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on the Eventide podcast feed. For more information, go to eventideent.com.
All right, we're gonna have to get started without. Where are we? I'm hearing all kinds of weird random noises now. Was that you?
I don't think it was me. No.
Okay. It's okay. I'm checking to make sure the ashes are still
Yeah.
there.
Something's on. I hear it too. Something's on.
Yeah. Well, Jess was gone, and I was worried because
There he is. He's right there.
You know, the ashes. I want to make sure they were still there.
He
If
didn't take
go
the ashes with
snort
him?
the rest of them, or go flush them. Just
I
so
think
that
he's.
doesn't
I think he's
happen
coming
again.
in. He's
Okay,
taking the
he's
ashes
coming
with
in.
him.
All right. There he is.
He looks very frantic.
The gang's all together again. Did you not want to go down to the transgender rooms? Is that what's?
Oh no, I was looking for
A vending machine.
a vending machine,
Oh.
and the nursing student stopped, and she talked to me for like 5-10 minutes.
So I
don't
ate her.
way better than a vending machine.
I'm like, oh well, yeah, no, and then I said, I'm married. I'll let you know.
Oh, it was like that, huh?
Oh yeah, she must have been into bald fat guys. It was intriguing.
Yeah.
Well, she was
one of
like,
those
dark
how
my
long's
hair.
it been since your last chemo treatment?
She goes, you're not very attractive. I'm like,
I was gonna say you
"You're
do
very
look a
pretty."
lot like Joe Young. So
I get
Old Joe Young.
Old Joe Young.
Before the.
I didn't know Joe before.
New Joe
before the
Young, you just want to
illness.
hug that guy and tell him it'll be okay.
it'll be okay.
I get Vincent D'Onofrio from Full Metal Jacket a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Fat private
Yeah.
pal.
What is your major malfunction, Private Pile?
Thank you.
Great movie.
Sorry for the tardiness.
What's that?
I said sorry for the tardiness.
Oh.
That's okay. It happens. Put it back. No. I'm sorry. Oh, you keeping that one? Is
We
that
used we wrote a number on it.
Oh, okay. My bad.
So it's ours now.
Okay.
And by
What
ours,
number
I
did
mean
you
mine.
write on there?
Take the whole bucket.
What number did I write on there, Scott?
Yeah.
Well, 1-866.
4A detox.
There it is.
Very nice. What facility is that again?
Oh, not sure.
Lemire Healing Centers
Wiley's?
in
No.
Westchester, Ohio.
Laverne Cox.
Who?
Isn't Laverne Cox? Isn't that from Orange Is the New Black?
Nobody knows.
Didn't land. All right. Moving on.
Okay. Do we want more news stories, or what do we want now? Because I was not planning a second hour.
I just
Like I planned the
Can
first
I make
one,
a
you
quick
know?
comment?
Sure,
There's
sure.
somebody that I've been interacting with. They have their kids. They have some issues with dependency, and they're trying to get some help. And I just want to let you know that you're going to love them to death, and you're going to love yourself to death if you don't stop. You're destroying your own body and your own health by thinking that you can change them, and you can't. They have to want to change themselves. So nothing changes if nothing changes. The number's on there. The website's on there. Do your part, and then wash your hands, take a deep breath, and live your life.
So this is somebody that's trying to help
Yes.
somebody. Because that's
It's
a
hard,
hard
man.
thing to
It's
do.
hard.
My oldest brother was he spent several years addicted to crack, and I'm no joke actually.
No, yeah, I was
And-
there. I've been there.
Yeah, and he there was no getting through to him. I mean,
No. No, well,
It
we don't
was-
think we're
it's-
hurting anybody but ourselves.
right. Yeah,
But
you
it's
don't-
not until some of the fog lifts that we were like, wow, we've directly affected everybody
Yeah.
around us. And it doesn't.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's a terrible thing, and unfortunately, that's about all you can do is give them the information of where they can go, and
Yeah.
sometimes you just have to tell them where to go and wash your hands with them because they'll drag you right down.
Yep.
Well, I think the issue too is so much of addiction comes from a very real place. So, I had addiction issues as well, and it was coming from, I have severe anxiety problems. It's treated now, of course, the proper way, but it wasn't. I was self-treating it, and I found that this was the only thing that was really taking it away, right? So and it was discovered purely on accident. Got an injury, took some Vicodin, and went, oh wow, like this helps this other thing, and I didn't
Right.
know this was even a possibility. Well, that spirals, then that gets too expensive, and you know the rest of the
So
story.
on and so forth.
Yeah. So the big thing with addiction and why it is so hard to break and why it's so hard to get through to people who have the addiction is that the foundation as to why they're addicted is such a real place. It is I am in pain, I am hurting. What you're telling me is that, hey, because of me, for my sake, right, you have to continue hurting. I need you to hurt so that I can feel better. That's a hard message to convey to someone.
Yeah, and it
Right,
starts way
right.
before you even put a drink or drug in
Exactly.
your body anyways.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
a matter of getting to that point to realize that's what the root of the problem
And
was.
genetics. I mean, there is a
Yeah.
genetic predisposition to, that there is the addiction gene. I mean, that is a thing that we have seen. Listen, I've been around people who can go in and out of coke and all sorts of stuff, and it's like, I couldn't do that at all whatsoever, right?
Yeah.
If I did that thing, I would 2 weeks later I'd wake up in a sewer. I mean, it's just, but there are people who I've been around that can just somehow do that. I don't know why. But the best thing is to just not try to find out if you're one of those people or not.
Right, yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
the thing is,
That's the
you
risk
don't
take.
know. Yeah, you have
that's,
no
Stick with the
idea.
gravy boat, and you'll be
Yeah,
all
there-
right.
Stick with the gravy boat.
There you go.
The fear of my heart exploding has always kept me away from that personally.
Sure.
The
Yeah,
sea
the-
stuff.
yeah.
But I'm with you all. It's like, hey, it could be a scary path, and I respect you all that got better and got help because it's definitely a challenging road out there, and you see some people that just
Now, I think a lot of it, there's a societal stigma as well. I mean, if you as far as addiction, most people that haven't experienced it, and a lot of people don't consider alcohol that
Sure.
that's that. I mean, it's just a drink, but they don't understand. I mean, it leads to
If I drink a beer
not
today,
going with
I
the
will
whole
start
gateway
smoking crack
thing.
again.
Sure.
That's just
That's
all there is. It is a gateway drug.
yeah.
It absolutely is.
Any
I mean,
of it can
the
be.
Yeah,
issue is though is that
absolutely.
everything can be a gateway,
Exactly.
right? I mean, you have to be able to figure it out for yourself. But the other thing, again, trying to reach people is that you're also trying to reach people that don't care about themselves.
Right.
Oftentimes, they have no respect of themselves. It's not that they don't respect people around them, which they don't, but it's coming from not respecting yourself. If you don't love yourself, you can't love someone who's right next to you, right? It has to start with yourself. So what's happening is people who don't love themselves, you're trying to reason with them and say, hey, you're hurting yourself, right? And their brain is going, well, I don't care.
Yeah.
So it's their losing battle. So in order to actually get through to someone, and it's not even about hitting rock. I hit rock bottom multiple times. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't
Trap door.
It's
Rock bottom's
irrelevant.
got
I mean,
trap
yeah,
door,
it's
yeah.
irrelevant. It's some switch has to flip, and you have to just all of a sudden go, okay, now I'm ready. Now I want to do. And usually it comes from some place of self-respect. You for whatever reason that switch flips. And
Yeah,
you go,
something
I
clicks.
respect myself.
Yeah.
So really, that's where we should be focusing. Is if you have addicts, I mean, do your best to try to get them to respect themselves,
Right.
and point out the good things they're doing, point out the positives, and say cling on to that. Right, focus on the positive, and hopefully you can get them to have that internal switch where they go, "Hey, I want to do more positive things."
There you
Way I
go.
would do it.
And that's the kind of people we have that work at Lemire Healing Centers, believe it or not. What you just said, like, we have a lot of people in recovery that work there. So we understand where you're at. We understand how you're feeling. That was beautiful, man.
Well, thank you.
Seriously, thank you for sharing that.
Man, I've done it a lot. I've been through it.
Yeah.
I hardly ever talk about it because it's just one of those things
Right,
where,
yeah.
and I went into the military largely because of this. There's a story behind there, but largely because of this, that's why I joined the military, which is really what finished getting me clean.
Right.
And
That's,
then,
that's funny because my oldest brother, that's how he got off crack.
Yeah.
because he joined the Marines.
and yeah, man, it has nothing to do with whether you want to or not. It's
Right.
You get to
Yeah.
a point where like that's really the only. You need a structured, controlled environment, and
Absolutely.
jail is not that, right?
No.
Because
No.
you're just perpetuating a disease in jail because again you're giving it's constant negative reinforcement, right? Where if you go into something like the military, there's this level of positive reinforcement where you are being controlled, but in a way that is bettering you. In prison, you're being controlled, but all through negative. If you do this, this negative thing happens to you.
Right.
And we have figured out as a society that's not how we control things, right? You need
Yeah.
you
Well,
need
I
a
don't
mix.
think we've quite figured it out.
No, we haven't figured it
Many
out all the way.
people, many of us
We're
have
trying.
figured it out. Society in general, there's a lot that still don't know that.
Yeah, but we're trying.
And I can even spin it another way. When I joined the Army, I've seen a lot of people turned into functional alcoholics because of the military. You
that
know,
was
drink
my
a
next big
case
thing.
and then
Yeah.
get up and run at 4 a.m. and just be fine.
What it's wow.
Well, I spent the better part of my 20s and early 30s severe alcoholic. I mean,
Oh.
just daily. If I wasn't drinking 12 to 20 beers a day, I must have been sick because it was every single day, and I actually what finally made me realize something was off is I woke up one morning with a vague recollection that I had talked to the police the night before. And I actually had to walk in because I didn't want to be driving to work. I had to be at work at 4 o'clock every morning. I didn't want to drive into work that early in the morning, get pulled over, and find out I had been given some kind of citation that I never paid. Next thing I know, they're carting me off to jail when I'm supposed to be going to work. So I actually walked into the police station that next morning, handed them my ID, and said, what did I do? And I found out they woke me up, passed out in a parking lot behind my house at 5 o'clock in the morning because I left the bar. I don't remember anything past about 11 o'clock. I was told I left the bar at about 2:30, and that was the last they saw of me, and until the police woke me up.
And then your next question was like, why does my ass hurt?
No, I knew that was from the part I remember, Scotty.
No, that was at 7:30.
Most
yeah,
people don't
so-
wake up
so-
with
yeah,
$20 in their pocket.
Yeah,
You know,
that
they
was-
spent that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was I love making jokes about it because that's what it was.
Sure,
But at
yeah,
the same time,
yeah.
it was like, man,
That was your
something's
aha
off here.
moment,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
My aha moment for drinking, because I did when I was in the military, and that's a huge. All it is, and so much of addiction too, is just misguided coping mechanisms. Right, you're replacing. It's constantly if you already have a predisposition to cope horrifically, right, with getting addicted to pills and heroin and stuff like that. When you no longer have that, you're just going to find a new way
Right.
to
Find
horribly
a
cope
substitute.
with your
Yeah.
surroundings, right? So until you officially make the switch. So, of course, I drank all day, every day, pretty much.
Right.
And I think my aha moment was getting to a point where I would be drinking all night, and then I would get up and I would kind of have that headache. So I would drink a beer to kind of get rid of it, and then I would go pass a PT test. And then all of a sudden I went, yeah, like, this is crazy. Like, I shouldn't be able to do this. And I think that kind of spooked me. Like, that was my aha moment. Like, this is spooking me. And then also I met my wife right in that transition, and she would bring up to me constantly that I was an alcoholic.
Right,
To-
right.
And to stop drinking. Because
So-
the problem was I never got in trouble. I never was late for stuff. I didn't have, personality issues, nothing. Right? So if none of that, you're not getting, again, that kind of negative reinforcement, you're just going to keep doing it.
Right.
Because you don't really, I didn't see it as a problem.
Well, yeah, I was about. The
I
same
saw it as,
way.
hey, at
Yeah.
least I'm not doing Vicodin, right? At least
Yeah.
I'm not shooting something in between my toes. Like
Not smoking
like this
crack.
isn't that
Right,
bad.
right.
Like
You know?
so again, you talk yourself into and I could have spiraled. I mean,
Oh,
who
yeah,
knows
absolutely.
what that would have become had I not had someone going, it doesn't matter that you're not doing those things because you're destroying your liver, you're destroying your whatever, you're affecting chemicals in your brain. Like, you're doing all sorts of stuff that you can't see.
Well,
So-
yeah, back when I was drinking all that much, I mean, I never missed a day of work I didn't call in because
Exactly.
I was hungover. Well, basically, when you drink that much constantly, you don't really
No.
get hungover because you don't go through withdrawals
No.
because it's always in your system.
Or you get a little bit
Yeah.
of the headache, so you have a
Or-
shower beer and it
yeah.
goes away.
Yeah, exactly. And it just, I was a miserable person back then. I knew I was, and it was just that's
Vicious
kind of
cycle.
how things get out of
Did you
control.
realize later how miserable you were, though?
Absolutely,
Yeah, see,
yes.
that was the thing, is I thought I was perfectly fine until I'd stopped and I went, wow, I was really depressed.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was really in a bad place, and I had no idea.
And then that's the thing. That's how a lot of this starts off, and you don't realize people that haven't been there don't realize how this can happen.
No.
And it's
Because
yeah.
most people...
we get serious on the radio.
Well,
show
because
every
here's,
now
and this is why, this kind of goes full circle to what
interesting
I'd said
topic
about
for me.
that 19-year-old kid, right? People genuinely don't understand,
Right.
why can't you just sit down and have a beer with lunch?
right.
I can do it. Why can't you? Right? Like, I don't possess some type of power that you don't possess. Why are you unable to sit down and have a beer with lunch? And it's like, I get that, but Google it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, it's
And here's my thing. Like, I think, and I'm just going to be blunt about this. I am never going to stop advocating for recovery. As long as I'm still doing what I need to be doing for myself, working on my program one day at a time, I'm always going to be a voice for the voiceless out there. A lot of people, I'm sure it's kind of like when people say they're vegans, nobody wants to hear it. But
Yeah.
here's the reality of the situation. People are dying out
Oh,
there. People are still dying. And it's not just opiates now, too. So crystal meth's making a comeback. It never went away.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
It just got brushed under the surface.
But never went away. It was just in Preble County for a little while.
Right, yeah. Well, they were working on the supply.
Hawking
Yeah, they
Hawking
ran
County
out.
as well.
They had to make a bunch more. They're
It's
back
like,
in
yeah, there's only so many double wide trailers you can do that in. So, but
mess.
seriously though, like, just until the day I die, God willing, I want to be, a voice for the voiceless.
And here,
you know?
and I know I've been dominating, so I'll try not to dominate so much.
You're
But
fine.
one more thing here. I saw this thing on Facebook one time, and I thought this was so incredible because nobody. Okay, so Danny Trejo posted on Facebook. It said it was like a birthday. It was a cake, and it said had a 50 on it, and it said 50 years clean, like something along those lines.
Wow.
So the comments were basically like, "Oh, you mean you don't do drugs? Like, what do you mean you're 50 years clean? Like that doesn't make any sense." And people were kind of making fun of it. And I had reposted it and just went I don't think people realize what this actually means. First of all, congratulations getting to 50 years. But more importantly, the idea that's perpetuating is that you are an addict until the day that you die. And the moment you forget that is the moment you will succumb to it. You have to constantly live as if you are still, because you are still an addict. That
Yeah.
doesn't change.
Yeah.
The same thing that led you to that thing in the first place will lead you there again if you pretend like you're somehow better. It's not an autoimmune disease. It doesn't go away. It's always there. So I think the reason why people relapse so much, especially when you look at Philip Seymour Hoffman, for all accounts, he hadn't done heroin in a decade, but he let his guard down.
Yeah.
Let his guard down, and it killed him. So that's why Danny Trejo posted something that said 50 years in recovery, because he is 50 years in recovery. He's still a drug addict. He just hasn't fed the addiction in 50 years.
Right.
But he's still an addict. That didn't change.
Well, yeah, and you start up again because that's the danger a lot of people get into. They think, well, I've been there, I can control it now.
Yeah.
Me, for example, I've been having a couple beers every now and then at the club. And now, nights I'm on the way home, half the time I'm thinking, I should pick up some beer. Even though I don't really want a beer.
Yeah.
But it's in my head, I should pick up a beer.
So there's a seed that's
So,
been
yeah,
planted there.
It's back. And now I got to, because I've been having to catch myself lately and thinking.
It's very progressive,
Oh,
and it's
absolutely.
cunning, baffling, and powerful.
Absolutely.
That shit
Yeah.
will sneak up on you just like that cuss
Schnish.
word did.
You said schnish.
I
I,
did
heard
say-
it.
I
Schnish.
said-
And my kids
Schnitzel.
were the big game changer for me. Emma and Grace were my daughters. I went on legendary benders. I mean, for all know, I could be an alcoholic or could have been, or judge or not.
honestly, the reason this is your intervention.
Yeah.
You're actually,
We were-
Just while we're here today,
you guys have heard about
your
some of
family
this.
told us not to say anything.
we
but
heard your
since we're
Bobcat
getting
earlier.
raw,
We just wanted to all talk to you.
That's what this really is. It's disguised as a radio show.
No, go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut
We're not
you off.
actually broadcasting. This was all.
Mom, Dad, what are you guys doing here?
I actually work with Scotty, and just to do this.
He
people
works with him at
and promote that
1866.
1866.
This is really Lemire Healing Center's radio station right
Yeah,
now.
Lemire, is it?
Lemire.
Lemire, okay.
The
La
light.
Lemure.
Come to the light.
Come to the
There
light.
you go. That's
Carol Ann. But yeah, no, I had gone on some legendary benders, and even away if I go out to town on my kids, I will still find myself spending a weekend where I physically do damage to my body. But through the week, I don't drink that often. But there's time I'll have 2 or 3 beers and call it quits. And I'm thankful that I can do stuff like that or not drink at all most of the nights, So, but it is, I could see how you can get sucked up in something like that. It's a challenge.
Well, and here's the beautiful thing about this. It's not up to me to tell you that you have a problem. It's not up to me to tell you that you have a problem or you have a problem. That's none of my damn business. All right. What I'm to do is to plant mustard seeds of hope, to through my actions, not my words. People will be like, wow, there's something different. What's going on? Well, I've learned how to, what I say, fully process my feelings. No, because there's still times I detach. Like I'll use comedy.
Sure.
I use my stand-up comedy as a form of detachment sometimes, but I also use that as a form of therapy. Those stories I tell up on stage, those are true stories. Maybe stretched
Well, yeah.
truth a little bit,
Sure.
just to add that
That's
funny
a given.
element to it. But, when I see my buddies and stuff drinking at bar, I don't judge people for what they do. Dude, if you want to drink and party, go for it. I just can't
Yeah.
participate in that.
Right.
I'll hang out with you for
Well,
as
and
long
again,
as I can, but then, don't be offended
As
if
I
I
say,
just
and unfortunately,
walk out.
not. I guess fortunately, it's not unfortunately, but fortunately, not everybody. There are tons and tons of people who can sit there and have
absolutely.
beers and they're
Absolutely.
perfectly fine. And man, if that's you, great.
But if you do end up having a problem, 1-866-4A-DETOX. Lemire Healing Centers, Westchester, LemireHealingCenters.com. And I will stop beating that up. Maybe.
No, you won't.
No,
That's
yeah,
okay.
Okay, yeah, you're
I
right.
mean, you can
Let's
also
be
call
honest, I'm not-
224
I will not
joke, I
shut up.
believe.
Yeah, 224 joke.
Or if you want some of the therapy that he's talking about, just email Wiley Sunday Comics
Yeah.
at gmail.com.
There you go. Get some therapy.
And you can get some stage time and therapy there.
Yes.
But bring the funny.
Yeah.
Bring the funny with your
Man, it got real
sad
there
story.
for a minute.
Yeah,
it
a little
did.
deep,
Wow.
I'll tell you
It
what.
did. We
That was
better
awesome.
take a break and collect our funny.
I'm,
Now, Don,
I'm thinking
what
90% of my
music are we
set
gonna play
wouldn't
during this
exist
break?
without beer.
Take a guess.
Iron Maiden?
Wrong. Anybody else want to guess?
Potter's Field.
Nope. I'm going to actually play some Mr. Stone.
Oh, I should have guessed.
Nice.
So this is a little. This
Wait,
is
did you
a
just say
question.
Mr. Brownstone? You know what
No,
the meaning of that song is.
Mr. Stone
Oh,
King.
okay. Gotcha.
I've never heard
this
Mr.
is,
Stone King.
This a fellow that was a guest a while back. Great guy. He also writes for. He has some connections with state fairs, and he writes about how poorly constructed their rides are and all the injuries that result from them and from a lot of these amusement parks. If you want to check out some of his music and some of his issues, some of his articles and stuff about that, you can go to StoneKingsIsland.com.
Wow.
See the whole amusement
And all the
park.
hippies are like,
Yeah.
where is
Yeah.
that island
Where's
at,
the island
dude?
good as Stone King's
Dave's
Island?
not
That does
here,
shock
man.
me that the carnies aren't properly trained and up to date.
It's weird.
Well, I mean, just looking at them, you figured these guys
You
are like
think that,
engineers.
yeah, man, this
Yeah.
is above board.
Just
Yeah.
looking at them, I'm even just wondering if they've had their vaccination. All right. All right. We're going to play a little Mr. Stone King. This is a question of faith.
I'll crawl for you, but if you want to, I'll be the thing that you feed. I'm not asking for love or redemption. I'll sell my guilt through your need. I'll breed.
The weekdays are made for working, but the weekends, those are made for gaming. Join Ellison Smith every Saturday for a new episode of Saltwater Gaming as he breaks down video games of all different genres, consoles, platforms, and eras. Get a bit of the old and a bit of the new, a bit of the action and a bit of the mystery. Get it all every Saturday on Saltwater Gaming, brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
A little bit of radio silence there. That's okay. We're getting distracted here in the radio show. We're back. This is the live.
I like that voice.
Yes.
The live radio. Oh, the radio show.
Marceau's
That's the
greatest
old-
hits
yeah.
were being played.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That was his promo for.
What you got
Marcel
over there, man?
Marceau.
Are those news stories?
I have news stories just for you, Scotty.
Can we do
I
that?
didn't bring these for anybody else.
I really wish that would have been on the video.
Yeah.
He couldn't just make the sound. He had to use his hand to move his jaw.
Right. Well, that was pulling on my little
Yeah.
turkey giblet.
You're
Turkey giblet. I don't think that means what you think it means.
I was yanking on my giblets. Sorry, Louis C.K. I stole your bit.
Oh, no.
this is more like a chicklet.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I didn't know. Oh, let's see here. What do we have for news? Most of us never knew that watching 6 contestants trying to climb a slippery staircase could be so compelling. But here we are in the upside down we call 2017. An episode from a Japanese game show featuring a set of slippery stairs appeared on YouTube this week, and it has captured the internet for a good reason. The display of pure athleticism, the never-ending drama, and the joy of watching people in colorful latex onesies tumble down a staircase.
Well, it's funny because they're all the same colors of the Power Rangers.
I saw it. They are.
Yeah.
And if you ever want to see Power Rangers fall down, and who doesn't?
Yeah.
I'd like to see them fall down
And
a staircase.
who
Slippery
doesn't?
ones at that.
Slippery ones at that.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
In Japan.
In Japan.
And the upside down. Nice
in the upside
Stranger
down.
Things reference there. The upside down.
Yes, the upside down. It's
Stranger Things.
a good show.
Oh, yeah.
But
I haven't seen it.
I love the Japanese game shows. They are
I
so
do too.
fantastic.
They're so bizarre, but
Yeah.
fun that like you just can't stop watching
It
the train
reminds
wrecks.
me of, and I know they've been on for a while, but it reminds me of Idiocracy. You've
Oh,
seen
that's-
the
that's
game shows that are on Idiocracy.
It's like
I'm
a
baiting.
Go away.
Go away. Dax Shepard.
all those shows remind me of like a Dr.
On the
Seuss
next
nightmare.
Oh, my
Yeah,
ball.
no, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, have you ever seen Most Extreme Elimination Challenge?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I love those. Those are some.
Oh.
I have like 3 seasons on DVD. Those are fantastic. Have you
Bonsai.
ever seen those?
No,
What they've done is it's Tachiki's Castle is the original Japanese game show, and what they've done is they've taken them and they have redubbed the soundtrack with these with the American voices and they are hilarious because they make up names for the teams competing each other. It's like they have the meat packers against the hospital, just
Yeah.
and weird stuff like that.
I think I have seen
really
some
strange
clips of it.
commentary.
I also
Yeah.
love
Love
that.
those.
I love that you said a phrase that doesn't get uttered very often,
What's
which
that?
is "I have 3 seasons on DVD."
Yes,
I love
because
that
I've had
one.
them for that long.
Is that a callback?
That's a callback. Yeah, that's just fantastic stuff.
Right.
I watch them every now and then
Yeah.
on my video disc
Yeah.
player.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Britain's National Trust has told Santa Claus to get back on a sleigh and get out of town. What the heck is that?
I tried to get a teletype sound for your news.
Oh,
Instead, we had Vietnam just
that's
broke
what I
out
thought.
over
I
here.
was having
Great. So
Didn't
North
work.
Korea is here.
Yep, that's-
I dropped the ball there.
It happened.
What
finally
is your
happening.
Motion Press, huh?
Yep, I dropped the ball there. Spilling ashes, playing the wrong sound,
Man.
sweating
So
all
great.
over the place.
So
got-
great
he
having
just
you on the show.
jamming
Jess.
it.
That's
What we call those
fantastic.
Jessisms.
He's screaming into the microphone, doing
Yeah.
doing a Bobcat
Yeah, look at that,
impression.
look
It's
at that.
just
That
Just
sounds
the
great.
mess. Just awful.
All right, stop sweating.
Sorry.
It's okay, man. Wow. Wow. What did you run a marathon over there by yourself?
That nurse had one hell of an impact on you, brother.
she really affected
She was hot. I'm not gonna lie there.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Where's she at?
She's at
Yeah.
the front desk. Tan little thing.
Wow.
Okay.
Built for both speed and comfort.
All right. Moving on. Britain's
Direct your lawsuits once again to
that one isn't to me. Britain's National Trust has told Santa Claus to get back on the sleigh and get out of town, or at least out of the organization's famous estates and homes, because he's too American. But the agency, which runs more than 300 historic buildings, including homes, castles, and forts, is keeping the jolly elf. They just want its events to use the proper British name of Father Christmas instead. The Evening Standard said that someone at the trust accidentally emailed internal guidance on the matter to several members of the press, saying, "Can you change Santa to Father Christmas?" I know you've used Father Christmas later on, but National Trust guidance is never to use Santa. Some UK media outlets call it a Santa ban, but the organization said that's not the case at all. They don't want Santa used.
And a bunch of wankers.
Yeah.
Because we all know what Santa spells, right?
Yeah.
Well, you gonna make a
Hey, it's
Satan
an
reference?
anagram.
Yes, I was going to make a
Yeah.
Satan reference. You
Yeah.
beat me to it.
Oh, I
Well
thought you were
played.
going to say Nasta.
Even better.
Nasta.
Look at you, Don.
That's Tana.
Wow.
look at you, Don. You should be a comedian, buddy.
Father Christmas.
Are those anagrams we're just shooting out, or I don't even know what you call those?
I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Palindrome. What's that?
That's if they were the same backwards
Sounds?
as forwards.
Is that a
Yeah.
palindrome?
That's a palindrome. Yeah.
Like race car?
That sounds like
Yeah.
a position.
There you go. There you go. Had to think about it for a second.
Yeah.
Palindrome.
Had to think.
Yeah.
An Italian hairstylist was driven to make what is perhaps the strangest car ever. It's certainly the hairiest, even according to Guinness Book of World Records. Maria Lucia Mugno, not Mugno. So I guess it's Italian, so it'd be like lasagna. So it'd be Mugno. Weirdos of Salerno. Of Salerno spent more than 100.
Well, here he goes again.
Yep, here we go.
Spent more than 150 hours covering
Gravy boat?
her Fiat 500 gravy boat. Covering her Fiat 500, which is a car, not to be confused with,
Thank you.
with 264 pounds of human hair acquired from India. They had to throw that in there.
Ew,
It's
Indian hair.
Yes. She said,
You said ew.
So appropriate for the Thanksgiving holiday.
That was the weirdest.
not Native
That was the
American.
weirdest prejudice I've ever
I
heard.
know, right? That is
Indian hair.
Ew.
that's the least racist thing I've ever said, actually. So if we're being
I love
honest.
that.
Oh.
Yeah, you should hear him in the breaks. Non-stop.
She told Barcroft TV, "My inspiration came from a bet whilst I was working. My friend didn't think I was capable of making a car that was entirely covered in real hair." And when she said,
Well, and she still didn't.
and when he saw my work of art, he was completely shocked by what he made, and he said, "What the hell is wrong with you?" No, Munoz's car may be hairy, but it's street legal because she didn't cover the engine in hair. That would have been a fire hazard. That's what she said. This would have created a fire hazard. No kidding.
I also think she said she
Hair on a combustion engine?
said she made a car covered in hair.
Right. She didn't make it. She
a
just
car.
covered a car in hair.
Covered a car in hair. It's very different than making a
She
car
didn't.
with hair.
Yeah, she didn't start her own company,
Making
rip
cars
off
out of
the
hair.
Fiat 500
Yeah.
and make a hair-shaped
Make out
car.
of Indian hair.
Right.
Very, very
Yeah,
specific.
got to be specific about your car hair.
Yeah, car hair.
But she kept her motor
Is that
clean.
like the seat fries that get stuck in between your seats?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
car
Absolutely. Yeah, car hair. Well, I actually, my wife's Indian, so every now and then I find Indian hair in my car.
There. Well,
That's yeah.
start covering little pieces of it in it.
Yeah, I
and
was going to
eventually
save
you'll-
it, but
yeah.
you know.
Well, you do keep a bag. Well, it's right next to you. You do
Yeah,
keep a
yeah.
bag of your wife's hair with you at all
That's
times.
Yeah, there you go.
It's right. It's
Just
in
to
the
remind
scrap
me,
paper
yeah,
box
yeah.
over there.
Oh, okay. A Florida couple, which I love Florida news. I have two back-to-back Florida stories. And
Nice.
They're both fun.
Nice.
A Florida couple says they discovered a dead frog in one of their water glasses earlier this month when they sat down for a meal at the Tallahassee Waffle House. So just remember that when you go into some classy places.
I love
Like the
Waffle House stories, man. I
This is
do.
a Florida story wrapped in a Waffle House story. We are going for gold. Claire Sheets. That's her name, not an order.
Okay.
Claire Sheets said her husband sipped some ice water before he noticed the frog floating in the cup. They immediately filmed a video showing the frog in the glass before pouring it out on the table and calling the waitress over. Sheets said she and her husband left without eating the meal they ordered. Why? There wasn't a frog in the meal. And that she filed complaints with state health inspectors and Waffle House corporate officials. Like they don't get those every day. The Waffle House...
Join the list.
Surprisingly, the Waffle House location passed a later inspection, though the restaurant was cited for 11 violations, according to the records from Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation. The inspection report did not mention the frog incident, because that would have been the black eye that Waffle House would have put Waffle House right out. Rifle House. Did I say Rifle House? Real close.
I was allowing it.
Those NRA folks love their rifle houses.
Yeah.
I love my Rifle House.
Yeah.
Give me that frog-covered water glass.
Yeah, it's like, why would you even at this point, why would you lodge complaints with Waffle House?
Exactly.
Where
exactly.
do you think that's
Yeah.
going? How do you
What were
think
you
this
doing?
ends?
What were you doing in a Waffle House sober enough to find a frog in your
yeah.
glass?
Yeah, you should have been. Yeah,
It's a Waffle House.
Why are your expectations so high?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, lower your expectations.
Yeah,
a little
it's
bit.
not Shea Waffle House.
It's a frog, not a. It's not a bird.
Right,
If it's
exactly.
a bird, I
Yeah.
understand. It's a frog.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah,
No,
if,
but
if you found your pet skunk in your water glass,
sure,
there'd be a complaint.
then you
Yeah.
complain. Yeah, but no, it's like, what do you? If you make a complaint to Waffle House corporate, what
Sounds
change
funny.
do you think that you're about to
Which I'm
make?
picturing their office like panel board.
Yeah, it's just the best. Oh, we
Yeah,
used
with
to
holes
do.
punched in it here and
So,
there.
so when I was in the Army, I was a paralegal, and so every time there's any type of transactions, there's counseling statements, right? And counseling statements are what lead to non-judicial punishment, and then you have judicial and blah 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 blah. Everything starts with a counseling statement, though. So on our board in our office, so I shared an office with another paralegal. We used to put up the funniest counseling statements. These sergeants who had just horrible grammar, spelling, we'd put them up there. Counseling state, like people getting counseled for just nonsense. We'd put them up there. I had one guy that referred to someone's dirty room as he felt disenchanted. That was always one of my favorite ways of phrasing being like upset that the person's room was dirty. So we put that one up
I'm
there.
disenchanted. By
So
your
we had a
room.
good little collection. And he goes, I was very disenchanted with your lack of something. I was like, who says that? Like that's the,
Just trying to be fancier.
I guess. But anyway, so we would just keep
That's
a
like
board.
going into a Waffle House and expecting
Exactly, not to
not to
find
find
a frog. Like, listen, you're the idiot.
Yeah. One thing I used to do, I used to work at a hotel, and I loved going through. I was a night manager,
You
and
have
I
the
loved
comments?
every now and then going through not the comments, but going through the applications that were turned in.
Ooh, yeah,
I
that's a
found
good
one
too.
the one time that just cracked me up. They were applying for housekeeping, and that's how they wrote it: house key ping. It was 3 separate words. I was like, "You're hired."
Yeah.
Love it. That's creative.
Right. Housekeeping.
Yeah. But they just got fired from Waffle House.
Yeah.
They lost their frog. All right, another Florida story. A Florida man being chased by police phoned 911 and asked the dispatcher to contact the White House so he could speak to his close friend Donald Trump.
Sure.
We made a deal, he said marijuana suspect Eric Freiberg. Eric spelled with an A.
And Freiberg.
Friedberg, yes. Your name is Friedberg. Don't do drugs.
Yeah.
He said of his relationship with President during the bizarre emergency call early Thursday. The appeal didn't work, though. Collier County Sheriff's deputies called Friedberg, 33 years old, caught him after a 7-mile car chase. Despite his attempts to weasel out of trouble, invoking Trump, blaming Jews, and claiming his mother had been in an accident, I guess Eric Friedberg doubles as what's his name? Mel Gibson. That's what I'm thinking. Deputies booked him on charges including aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting an officer with violence. Was the officer with violence, or was he resisting him with
Yes,
violence?
with violence.
Okay. Tampering with evidence and possession of marijuana. He was jailed on $99,500 bail. Sure he didn't have that. But his buddy Trump might get him out of it.
Yeah.
It all started when a deputy noticed a marijuana-like scent, which it could have been a pet skunk, emanating from a vehicle parked in a post office parking lot. The officer looked inside the car and saw a baggie containing a green leafy substance. When he tried to confiscate the baggie, Friedberg allegedly grabbed it and stuffed it into his mouth. Then Friedberg sped away and called 911.
Are you getting a call? What's
Yeah, you have a
going over
light
there?
flashing.
Do I have a light flashing? We are getting a call. We're getting a phone
Oh,
call.
wow.
Maybe this is a complaint.
Probably my
Hello,
wife.
you're on the air. Hello?
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 Yes. I'm actually calling to, I wanted to schedule an interview for 106.9. My name is Brad Benning. I'm a hip-hop artist who goes by the name of V3. And I was just wondering if you guys could fit me in a slot to promote my new single, either this Friday or Saturday.
Could you tell us more about your qualifications, please?
Sorry,
Okay.
we're actually on the air right
You're
now. This
hired,
is a
dude.
live
I don't make the calls, but you got the job. Just show up.
You got the job.
Bring all of your stuff. Just come on, man. Come on with it.
You got the job.
Come on.
None of the directors are in the
We're
place
making
right
a
now, 'cause
shot shot calls here,
Yeah.
and you,
That's
sir.
exactly-
Yeah,
Yes,
listen,
we
we're
have
going
it.
to go
You
ahead
have
and
it.
full rank and say that you got it.
And you're caller
Sorry.
number one, so you win.
That's crazy.
Absolutely
Yes,
nothing.
you're caller number one.
Do you want a
One that-
shirt?
and these- Yeah, we got Wiley's T-shirts.
And folded pieces
So-
of
so-
orange paper.
None of the directors out. They're all out because it's Thanksgiving break here at the station. So it's just us idiots in here doing a show.
We're actually getting ready to start a fire in here, so you called just in time. To
Right,
that process.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah, well, we lit up
Thanks for
hours
my
ago.
day. It's crazy.
Happy Thanksgiving, Master B. What's your name again?
V3.
V3.
All right.
Master V might be a little too encroaching on.
All right.
Man, this is a hell of a start to the day. I tell you, that is crazy.
That's all right though. You get right on the air. Just
Yeah, man,
calling
we've
for
just
an
been
interview
huffing
and you
glue the whole
started
time.
right
How do you
off.
think we feel right now?
Yeah.
Starting your day after one. Way to get out and
I know.
get
I
it.
like that. He said a good start to the day.
Carpe diem.
It's 1:50 starting his day.
Oh man.
That's hey, it's great if you can get it, man.
Hey. Well, shoot, man. Well, shoot. Since I'm on the air, let me plug myself real quick.
Go right ahead.
V3, check us out.
Hey, do that and I'll give you a
Box from
phone
now.
number.
You can download it on iTunes right now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to 106.9 for the instant interview that we just did. And, yeah, for sure. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Happy
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
1-866-4A-DETOX.
You can call back and check with the Mr. Adam Whiteman. He's our general manager. I think he'll be back in on Monday.
And he's
So
not
I don't
even
think
white.
they'll be able to get you in this week.
All right, got
All right.
you.
But hey, you just promoted on this show.
Yeah.
This also goes out as the Life Radio Show podcast through Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network. And it's out on Spreaker and YouTube and iTunes and Podbean. It's all over the
Pornhub.
place.
You'll be
there.
Yeah, so you're on all that now.
Nice.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, spontaneously. Thanks for calling in.
Keep
man.
working, man.
Keep
Keep
getting
working.
that worm. Early bird.
Keep getting.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Y'all too.
Yeah, all right.
Keep getting that word.
You know what I mean? Big worm. I mean, big perm.
He goes. I just love how he went. He said, "This is a great start to the day."
I'm looking at my phone like, dude.
150.
Oh,
That
Check
was
out
he
V3.
needed that phone number. He needed that phone number.
Listen, no, I'm checking them out.
See, I told you we get calls sometimes, Scotty.
Listen, I'm for sure checking them out. V3, I'll put them up on iTunes right now.
My 2017 is complete. That don't take much. That was perfect.
Nothing like a spontaneous phone interview.
that was
when you're
beautiful.
calling in to schedule one. Oh, that's funny. V3, thanks for calling in, man. It was good to hear from you.
Appreciate it.
Prish.
Oh, man.
Much street cred.
All right. We'll go with another news story if we can collect ourselves again.
Please, another caller.
Yeah. You know things are bad when a porn star thinks the country's getting screwed, and not in a good way. That's why adult actress Sherry DeVille is considering running against Donald Trump in 2020 election, along with 90s rapper Coolio as her running mate.
Oh. And her sister Cruella.
Yes.
By the way, yeah, sure, I'll take it.
Yeah, why not? Though DeVille hasn't officially filed and won't until she's convinced there's enough momentum to pursue it seriously, she does have a website, pornstarforpresident.com. Go there now.
Followed by her movie Fantastic Voyage featuring Coolio.
Fantastic Voyage 6.
In August, she released an introductory video featuring Coolio, a former pro wrestler named Virgil, and various other porn stars. So, hey, porn
Virgil.
porn star
That was
for president.
$1 Million Man
I'm
Ted
sold.
DiBiase's right-hand man, I think.
Was it?
Correct.
Virgil.
Was his
Yeah.
bodyguard.
I think you're right. You're right. Oh, so there's that. Would you vote for a porn star for president?
I mean, why not?
I'm not biased.
Yeah, why not?
You know.
I mean, at least
Pictures I'm pulling up, she looks all right in my book.
yeah,
First thing I did.
Why pay for that when you can get the milk for free?
Yeah, did you go straight to pornstarforpresident.com?
Oh, no, I just Googled her name and a
Oh,
bunch
you
of
just-
pictures.
You just Google it. Let me see.
Like I said, not bad.
Not bad.
No,
Not
just
bad.
don't-
I'd vote for her.
Yeah. Why
I'd
not?
vote for that.
America.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Well, that's
I am
what-
so glad we decided to keep going for another hour. This is
Yeah, because that phone call would have never happened, man.
exactly. We'd have never met V3.
Are we sure V3 is his name? Because the V3 that I just found sounds Jamaican. And that man did not sound Jamaican.
It could be a persona. You know.
Ah, man, I gotta find him now.
Well,
I'll have to re-listen to the thing, see if I can catch him.
Well, neither
His
did
real name's
Snow.
Bert
Didn't sound
Snuff. He
Jamaican.
just goes by V3.
Yeah, that Canadian was not Jamaican.
Yeah, Snow.
Snow.
Canadian was not
He
Jamaican.
wasn't. He just faked it. Licky boom boom now.
Well played, sir.
Oh, wow. Phew. What we got one more. This is for the gamers out there. This is a bit of a disappointment.
Oh.
A racist video game designed to play on ugly stereotypes about Chinese restaurants will not be released, according to its developers. Markham, Ontario-based Big O Tree Games, whose name is likely a play on the word bigotry. Yeah, you think? It's Big O Tree Games. Posted the following statement on his website Thursday. After careful consideration and taking the time to listen to the public's opinion, we have decided it's not in anyone's best interest to release Dirty Chinese Restaurants.
What's it called?
Dirty Chinese Restaurants.
Oh my gosh.
We would like to make a sincere and formal apology to the Chinese community and wish to assure them that this game was not created with the intentional interest of inflicting harm or malice against Chinese culture. Out of respect, we will begin removing all marketing media pertaining to Dirty Chinese Restaurant off our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube accounts. These accounts will also be removed. We ask the press to please respect our privacy at this time as we begin the task of removing all our content.
Man.
The game, as originally promoted, was centered around a character named Wong Fu, who was running
Oh no.
who was running the sketchiest restaurant imaginable. The developer said the players would score points by evading taxes and immigration officials and by saving food costs via dumpster diving after chasing after dogs and cats with a cleaver.
I'm going to defer to the show racist.
A little bit.
See, the part I'm disappointed about with this being pulled is that there's a hidden gem in there where you can sneak in this back door and you get a $5 happy ending. And that's totally like, no, I'm just...
Yeah, but no substitution.
No, absolutely not. So you sticking in here?
So honestly, why would they pull it?
I guess it's a little racist.
Listen,
a
if
little
that's
racist.
your name is Big O Tree, like,
Exactly. That I would
just
think
do
that
it.
would
Who
be,
cares?
yeah.
Sounds like a dude on Tech Nine's label. Big O Tree.
Big O Tree, yeah.
Big oak tree. He's a big oak tree.
Strange music.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I like just go with it at that point. Like whatever, you already
Yeah,
did it.
if you're gonna name yourself bigotry, you might as well just
Just do it. Who cares?
How's
Own
come
it.
Levi's can still sell Dockers?
I give up. What's that?
I give up.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just wondering. I was curious.
Do we
Wasn't
have time for one more
Chet and
news
his
story?
posse
No, we
wearing
better-
those
we
in that
better-
March?
I will save these for later. They're good ones though.
Delicious.
But that's all right. That's
We
all right.
we made it through an entire episode and didn't
we-
talk about tiki torches.
Until now.
Until now.
Until
Thanks
now.
a lot, Kyle. I was trying to
You
avoid that.
are welcome.
No, it fantastic. I appreciate you guys coming in.
I appreciate
and
you,
spending
man.
the day before Thanksgiving hanging out with us.
Happy Thanksgiving, Don.
I just burped into the microphone.
Oh, that is the
Wish
worst.
everybody at
Probably
Lemire
like-
Healing Centers happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to the Healing Center. 1-866-4A-DETOX.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, let's go around again. We'll go clockwise again. We'll start with Jess, since that's clockwise for me. Go figure. And we'll see what we got going on this coming up here soon with shows and any other kind of promotional stuff you want to do.
I'm not plugging anything, but if anyone needs a comic to pinch hit, I'll be more than happy to. I want to say I'm thankful for being on this show today and for stretchy pants. So thank you.
Yeah.
All right. You mean like yoga pants?
No, like the kind of my waist.
Oh,
you know,
okay,
the-
okay.
so I can
Yeah,
eat-
I have a
yeah,
pair of
yeah,
because
stretch
Thanksgiving.
jeans now, by the way.
Like I wear
Life-changing.
coaching pants.
Life changing.
So they're like maternity clothes.
Yeah.
I guess they're
cool,
you get them at Costco. They're Costco jeans.
Costco
They're 15
jeans.
bucks.
Boom.
And they have a stretch to them, but they're
Wow.
jeans. But they're really comfortable.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Scotty,
How you gonna follow that?
you got two shows coming up this
yes,
week,
I do.
right?
Friday, the Cry
Yeah,
for Help
Cry for
tour.
Help and the Thanksgiving show
Wiley's
with Jesse
Comedy
Knight.
Club, 8 p.m. Saturday.
And that's obviously the only thing he wants to plug.
And Saturday, I'm about to go see this nurse. Saturday at Wiley's, 8 p.m. Luke Capasso, Jesse Nuts headlining that, Doug Morgan,
Doug Morton.
Dale Blumquist. I mean, there's some man, there's some funny going on in Dayton this weekend.
That's going to be a great
So,
show. I
yeah.
wish I could make it to the. Well, that's the thing. That's the Saturday one.
Yes.
Yeah, I can make it. I will
Beautiful.
be there for that one.
Awesome. Bring your giblet.
Never leave home without them.
Yeah. Scott,
Kyle?
do you have a phone number that you think maybe we should call?
Yeah.
Well,
What's
if
the
you find
website
yourself
phone
in
number
a
again?
state of dysfunction with your family and they say you need help, then 1-866-4A-DETOX. LumiereHealingCenters.com.
There it is.
How do you spell it, Lemire?
LUMIERE.
Try that one more time.
LUMIERE.
There it is.
Okay, I thought they were like an extra E.
We're like, wait a minute.
Okay. I just want to make sure that they get their promotion when the show goes out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I host 2 podcasts. If you're a big MMA fan, I don't know how many of you are out there, but if you are, check out Loudmouth MMA. That is my bread and butter. It's my, that's the podcast that I do. A couple episodes a week, interview fighters and all sorts of stuff. So if you're into MMA, check out Loudmouth MMA. Or, of course, the Nicolas Cage Movie Review Hour. You could find both podcasts on iTunes. Search up Loudmouth MMA for the MMA one, or for the Nicolas Cage, just type in Nicolas Cage Movie Review Hour. We're everywhere you can find a podcast.
All right. Well, thanks again, guys, for coming in. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of laughs.
Had a blast.
Thank you.
And some good, serious discussion about addiction that always needs to happen because that needs to get. We need more awareness.
Education's key, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming in. You guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and everybody else listening at home, even if you're not. Even if you decided not to listen today, have a happy Thanksgiving anyway. No hard feelings. You'll catch us on the next one. All right. See you next week. Thanks for listening to the Life Podcast. Check us out on Eventide Entertainment's Podcast Network. Remember, if you want to listen live, we're on Wednesdays from noon to 2 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can always stream the show live at WWSU1069.org. If you have suggestions or comments for the show, feel free to email us at thelife1069@gmail.com.
Presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
Well, I would be a rolling cumulonimbus stratus cloud, bringing a hurricane of love.
There it is.